Good morning and welcome to my weight loss journey. I'm Leanne and I'm doing Slimming World myself at the moment. I'm in two minds as to how my weight loss journey is going to progress, but so far, if you haven't been here before, I have lost over 13 stones. I've gone from 25 stone, 1.5, and now I'm in the high 11s. I haven't been weighed this week. Thursday is my weigh day. And I am fingers crossed for a loss. I don't really mind what it is, but I'd like to start making headway where the weight loss is concerned because I have been fanning around for quite a while. So today's Wednesday. It has been requested a few times actually, but again, more recently, that people want to see what I eat in a day. I'm not going to lie, I am not the best at that. But I'm really trying for you. I am really trying just so it can maybe, I don't know, give you a bit more insight into how my life runs and how manic it is. I don't have loads of time to plan and prepare. I am not an aesthetically pleasing vlogger. In fact, I'd very much not even really call myself a vlogger because my videos are crap. They are badly edited and not aesthetically pleasing. This is not a full-time job. This is me just putting it out there that maybe I might help and support somebody one day. Just because I think weight loss is really difficult, and I think especially when you're doing it from such a high weight like I am, you really have to dig deep and make massive changes because this is not for a few months, and sometimes it can be quite overwhelming. So I thought, well, I'll put myself out there on the tube, and here I am. And I'm not sure if it helps anybody. I'm just I don't know. I hope it does, but I'm not really sure. Just if one person sees this and it helps them a little bit along the way, that they are not on their own and that we can eventually do this if we keep plodding away. But this also helps me. So the what I eat in a day has actually helped because I've not reflected on myself for quite a while. And I think I try to fit in too much into one day, and I don't allow myself much prep time. I don't allow myself much, I'm going to say prep time. Like, I know eating is a priority, but I have a tendency to just like not eat, but not put myself any time into making stuff. However, that being said, I am somebody that is very busy, and I have a true belief that for this to last the amount of time that it has, that you have to keep it simple. Now, I'm not saying that food prep days aren't good and planning and preparing, but I also think you have to train yourself to be able to stay on plan in whatever plan you're doing, and not just Slimming World, anything, without being overtly prepared, if that makes sense, because ultimately life happens, and if you're so used to being mega prepared and planned that when you're not, it throws you off and it means that you don't stick to a more healthier choice, then it becomes really hard. Or that's what I think. I think having like 5 or 6 really easy, fast, go to simple meals that you can make like that as backup plans, and you get used to eating like that and keeping it super simple, is the key to like longevity where this is concerned. And because I'm so unprepared and I like to fill my days with everything else other than prioritizing myself, I have become queen at this, I think. I mean, it's lovely having your cupboards full and having the choice of 1,000 meals that you've pre-planned, cooked, sorted, and all the rest of it. However, you need to have key meals to be able to fall back on. And I like, obviously they'll be different for different people, because what I have in my cupboards, I'm vegetarian, is completely different to what a vegan would have, or what your tastes are, or what you do and don't like if you've got any allergies. So you need, it would be my advice that if you're doing this as well and losing weight, that you have some backup plan meals that you don't need to have prepped, they don't need to be in your freezer, even if it's having like the Slimming World meals or omelets or jacket potatoes or, do you know, like any, like I'm going to say salads, but you have to shop them really because you need to keep them fresh. But me, I have eggs on it all the time. So do you know, if worse comes to worse, my go-to meal when I'm busy and have no choice is an omelette. Stir fry is a firm favourite. I eat that all the time because it's so fast, easy, and even if I have to shop it, it's in a bag. I throw it in a pan, and if I'm starving and being at work, I'm busy, and my energy's low, and I can't think of anything else, that is what I eat. And at the minute, I'm surviving on makeshift fast meals, not cooking for half an hour and shopping for another half an hour. That just does not work for me. Anyway, enough of that. That is just my advice and something that I've reflected on. I do think that I'm an extreme of that and that I could do with planning better, because yesterday I got caught really short and ended up just having 2 hi-fi bars for my dinner, which wasn't the best, I'm not going to lie. But here we go on Wednesday, and I'm not going to be perfect in a day, and some days aren't going to be great, and I think I need, like, again, the success with this over a long amount of time is learning to roll with that and not being totally thrown off. Now, I'm not saying that sometimes you're not thrown off, because that is also life, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfect all the time, but learning to roll with hard days, busy days, low energy days, mental health days, any kind of like thing is all part of this. It really has. And it seems like if you can repeat that consistently of that on good days and not so bad good days, then on really bad days, the bad days won't be as bad as what they used to be where eating's concerned. So that is the way I'm approaching it. And can I just say, I'm not a medical professional. I am no expert at this, nor do I claim to be. And this is just my experience. What works for you, or what more educated people who are professionals and experts in this field will say, may be completely different. And I completely accept that. This is just me and how I'm doing it. So this morning, it is Wednesday. I've got up. I've had already a cup of tea in this, like you can see that I've drank it all with milk. And then I am now just drinking a mug of coffee. I am working this morning, and then I've got a gap. So the plan is that I'm going to go and get dressed, ready for work, but I'm going in my gym gear because after my first client, I've got a gap. And in that gap, I aim to fill it with some movement and exercise. I've not decided if I'm going on to the new week where the Couch to 5K is concerned. However, just some movement is better than nothing. And seeing as though my job does involve me stood or sat in one place for a long amount of time, I do think it's important. I also think if you are following Slimming World, that there needs to be more of a onus on movement. Now, that doesn't have to be anything massive, but movement out of your ordinary movement is important. And I think even if it's not at the start of your journey, getting into that in a slow, gradual way, I do think helps your motivation, your mindset, your mental health, your tone, your overall well-being, your physical health, and your weight loss. I do think that there's onus on that. So that's why I'm going on about that right now, because I don't think that that is advertised enough on Slimming World. And having been on Slimming World for nearly 3 years, I'm trying to reflect and change things that I think need tweaking for me. Like, don't get me wrong, they do have the body movement plan. I'm not saying they don't. But in my group, I don't think it's encouraged as much as what I think it could be. Not could be, because I know there's a lot to fit into a group. But I just think that maybe it's my perception, I did not concentrate on that enough during the start of my journey. And although I was aware of it, I kind of wish I would have done more along the way, so then this bit wasn't as difficult and overwhelming. However, it is what it is, and I'm just reflecting again my own personal experience. So I am now going to go and get dressed. Well, finish my coffee, then go and get dressed. And I'm hoping that I remember to record today so I can bring you with me. However, if I forget, I will put in snippets just to fill in the gaps in between. Do let me know how you're getting on. If you're part of the challenge that I set in a previous video, let me know how you're getting on with that. I am liking the people that are updating. You are keeping me motivated on track and trying. I do like doing things with people, and the community is nice, and encouraging each other is nice also. I'm super proud of the people that are doing it and that have posted on my community page and my videos. Like, super proud of you. You're doing amazing. But if you fancy joining in, it's just doing something a bit different, and for yourself, you can watch the challenge video. It's like one of my previous ones. If not a problem. You can just sit in the background and follow along. It's entirely up to you. But hopefully this, what I eat in a day, goes a bit better than yesterday's and definitely Monday's. So let me know if you're actually enjoying them and whether they're useful, or if this is just something I need to not do. I mean, obviously, if it's not helping anybody, then it's a bit pointless. However, it does help me because it's making me accountable and really mindful about what I'm doing and the choices I'm making. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Oh, we've got workmen on the front and the dogs will not stop barking. How do you even try and stop that? I don't know. Anyway, I have committed. I'm in my work gear and I'm going to work. So that means on my gap, I'm at the gym. I've committed. Totally committed. So client done. I haven't had anything more to eat and drink. I'm waiting for yesterday's video to upload. So while I'm moving, look, I'm doing steps. And I know this sounds stupid, but this is honestly how I'm working it. When I've got a gap, here I am doing my steps. I think this is like part of the new me. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym. I've got a few little errands to run. And then I'm going to go home because I'm not back at work now until 4:30, but then I'm working while about 9ish, I think. So wish me luck. Sat outside the gym procrastinating because I didn't want to go in, but I've made it this far, so off I go. Well, I've ended up busy again. So I have had 2 boiled eggs. I then ended up busy running around. I had a few bits to do, and I've still not got changed, and I'm back at work at 4:30. So I need a shower because I'm still in gym gear and I stink. So I had 2 eggs earlier, boiled eggs. I have now just made, like, I've got a thing for food waste, and I won't go shopping if there's stuff in the house that I could eat because Oliver and Lily both are terrible for food waste. So I end up being like the trash can that eats up everything that nobody else will eat. So using up leftovers. It's now 3:00 and I thought I'd better make myself some tea because I'm starting work at 4:30 and I will be working till 9:00. And I don't really think I will get home at 9:30-ish and start cooking. So I've just had a bed of shredded lettuce. So there were 3 shallots left in the fridge. So I've chopped them up finely and fried them off with a tablespoon of olive oil. So the corn chicken pieces that I had a part of a bag of yesterday, I've just finished that bag off and fried that up with it. There was 2 Quorn Richmond sausages in the fridge, so I've chopped them up and fried them up all in. They're swips. I can't remember how many, maybe like 2 or 3 swips each. So I've fried all that up, added some garlic, salt, pepper and mixed herbs, and I put that on my bed of lettuce. I generally just mix it all up. And it's like the most ridiculous tea. This is why I don't do what I eat in a day, because my teas are not really like everybody else has got everything so exotic. And they're like, oh, I've made spag bol, I've made this, I've made that. And I'm like, do you know whatever's in the fridge? I've just cooked up and eaten because in my eyes, like there's plenty of protein there. There's a bit of green speed to flavour it up and bulk it up. A bit of olive oil, so I've had some healthy fats today, as well as my eggs that have got healthy fats in it. So I'm protecting my nervous system and my body, what it needs. So I've had a little bit of that. And yeah, I'm having now a black coffee. I did have to pop into my mum and dad's, so I have also had a mug of tea. A mug of tea with milk and a coffee with milk. And overall, that'll probably be me done for the day. I feel really quite full and satisfied, which is the aim of what I had from this meal now, because then I'll not eat something just grabbing it and not feel like, do you know when you don't feel satisfied, you end up eating rubbish? So that's why I've cooked tea now, because I know at 9, half 9, I will have gone beyond that and I'll just be tired. I'll just want to get in my pajamas and go to bed. I probably will have a cup of tea when I come home. I'm going to drink water while I'm down at work. I'm not having any more teas or coffees at work. I'm going to drink this black coffee, get in the shower, get changed, put a bit of makeup on and make myself look slightly alive because I am looking a little bit rough. And yeah, that'll be my food for the day. I didn't record actually while I was eating. I did take a quick picture of my meal halfway through, of the mismatch of that I've just described of what I've eaten. It tasted really nice. It's weird because I think I'm not used to eating like that. I actually like my concoctions, and yeah, they're very up because they're not very planned. But yeah, that is where I'm at with my eating and what I've eaten in a day. Following the gym and feeling like I didn't want to go, I've achieved my run 1 of week 2, which it's me running for 90 seconds and then I think walking for 2 minutes. I did better with my earphones and put some like music on. I had like a 90s playlist off of BBC Sound. Yeah, and I've done it, and I'm glad that I've done it because I've not backed down. Do I feel amazing from doing it? No. Like, I was actually a bit apprehensive about stepping it up, to a 90-second run. That's the longest amount of time, really, that I've ever run in one, thing. And I did that several times, however many the app tells you to do, which I'm quite proud of myself for doing that. But I can't say like I get this endorphin hit and this feel good thing that people talk about. But it's something that I need to address and get my head around. I think I'm gonna try and do some classes when I'm not as busy and working and stuff, just to try and vary it up a bit and to stop me feeling so apprehensive about going to the gym and wanting to put it off. But overall, that is what I eat in a day. You've kind of just spent the day with me for Wednesday again. I'm quite proud that I've been able to record this it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but at least I've recorded it and I'm being accountable and it's here and that you can see what I'm doing. I'm being a bit more consistent with exercise, and I will aim to record again tomorrow, I think, or hopefully. See how I get on with that. I'm not really sure whether they're useful, what I eat in a day, because it's very specific to me, but people have asked me, so I am trying to show you. Tomorrow is Thursday and is my weighing day, so we'll see how that one fares. I'm feeling quite calm about it. It is what it is on the scales at this stage. I think I'm more concentrating on achieving better health at the minute rather than the numbers on the scales, because they don't seem to have moved in ages and I don't seem to be making any headway. But overall, I'm quite all right with myself, and I will catch up with you all tomorrow, hopefully. Take care.